What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals News. My name is DJ, and I am always with my two siblings, my sister Drew and my brother Derek. This week we have a little bit of news, but first I wanted to jump into something that Jennifer Aniston said.
Oh, what did she say?
So Jennifer Aniston is jumping on the bandwagon here of people saying, basically she said Marvel was contributing to diminishing cinema.
No. And I kind of like what Samuel L. Jackson's response to Martin Scorsese was. It was like, that's like saying Bugs Bunny isn't funny.
That's a nice, yeah, because Scorsese said that Marvel movies weren't real cinema.
Right.
So, one, I'm going to talk about Jennifer Aniston for a second, and I'm going to get on Scorsese. Jennifer Aniston. This is the person that was just in Murder Mystery, which is with Adam Sandler.
Right.
Bounty Hunter.
Right. I was like, you have not been in what good movie has she been in?
Yeah. And
Layer Cake, maybe? That was like 1996.
Murder Mystery may have been funny. I don't know. My wife watched it. I didn't watch it. But
it's dumb.
It made a lot of money.
How do you say that's... Like, you act in a movie like that and then call Marvel diminishing cinema when, like, especially the two-part Avengers Infinity War and Endgame was definitely real cinema. Like, you cannot downplay that.
Well, okay, all right, maybe it's not... All right, let's say what Gangs of New York or The Godfather or something like that. But it also doesn't have to be.
Yeah, one of the things I think people aren't... Like, okay, things change. You know, what's popular changes. What people want to see changes. And so they're acting like because people don't want to see stuff like Roma or whatever. I know it won an Oscar. Whatever that won an Oscar was.
Roma.
Which, hey, maybe it's a good movie. But just because the masses don't want to see a movie like that doesn't mean cinema is diminishing. It's just... But
my thing is, just because you're saying the masses, I don't even think it's that. I feel like if you're a good movie, I am going to go see it. But there's very few movies that I pay money for. I will pay money to see an action movie because I feel like I'm getting my work. I don't really want to pay money to see a movie that I got to think about.
Yeah, well, unless it's Inception.
Well, I mean, not, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to pay money to go see Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Schindler's List was a great movie, but I'm also not going to go to the movie theaters to go see it.
Okay, you mentioned that. Let's say like these Nicholas Sparks movies, right? And
right.
You know,
The
my
Notebook.
wife loves stuff like that. The
Right.
Notebook. People love stuff like that. But for me personally, I don't want to watch it, you know?
Right.
And so just because there are a group of people that want to see this type of movie and a group of people that want to see that type of movie, don't jump on the movies that are making money because the other ones aren't.
Well, what I'm saying is just make a good movie. Downton Abbey made a ton of money some reason.
And that wasn't bad cinema.
Right. I mean, is that your definition of cinema? Cinema could be whatever you want it to be.
And I was thinking along the lines of Star Wars. I'm like, what Marvel's doing now is kind of the same thing that Star Wars did in the 70s. Now, of course, it wasn't as prolific as it is, but I'm going to lead that to technology and just the ideas of the people in Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and the backlog of stories that they can tell. But no one went there. Well, maybe they did. I wasn't around in the 70s. But like, it seems weird that you say this isn't cinema where they're kind of making the same changes to the industry that Star Wars did when it came out. Right. You know, like...
And I feel like if you want to say what's diminishing cinema is the remake of movies or adding sequels to movies that came out years ago. I feel like that part of cinema.
I'm going to agree with the sequels and prequels.
Yeah.
The remakes has always been a thing. I know people complain about it, but it's always been a thing.
I mean,
it's just like music being sampled.
Yeah, it's like how many times have King Kong been done, right? Sherlock, well, we were talking about Sherlock. Sherlock has been done 1,000,000 times before. You know, King Kong has been done 1,000 times. War of the Worlds has been done 1,000 times.
There's
so that's nothing new
under the sun.
No. My whole thing is that just make good movies. Period. I will go see it if it's a good movie. I will watch it if it's a good movie, regardless of the genre.
I heard this quote that said that we probably would get better movies, but we picked on all the people who studied literature and art. So
That's
we're
funny.
not getting good movies because no one's in those classes.
And okay, and then the thing is about Jennifer Aniston's comment is cinema's not diminishing. Like it's actually making a lot of money now, and you're not, and you don't even have to include the Marvel movies in that. Yes, they're making tons of money,
Right.
but how many a year do you get? You get 3. There's going to be 4, I think, in 2021.
Right.
Okay, how many other movies are coming out during a year? Like it's not being held out by those 3 movies per year. Like
Right.
cinema is still the people that want to see romance movies are going to see romance movies.
Crazy Rich
I
Asians
mean, there's
made money.
thousands.
Right, it was a
There's
good movie
thousands
too.
of movies that come out every year.
Right.
Yeah, like,
so it's just so you're just saying that. But first of all, Marvel movies cannot. So you're saying Marvel movies is affecting the quality of other movies?
Which, and I'm like, are they
No.
bad quality movies?
They're not bad quality movies. And first of all, here's my thing. If I'm a director, a producer, screenwriter, whatever, if I'm passionate about my project, regardless of what Marvel's doing, I'm going to do what I want to do with my film. Don't say Marvel's influencing. So now you're saying other films got to do what Marvel's doing to make money? That's not necessarily
No.
true.
And not all movies need to make $1 billion, and nobody is expecting all movies
Nope.
to make $1 billion. So,
Yep.
you know, I don't get. I think really in her case, I'm definitely think she's just jumping on this bandwagon of bash Marvel, and people are just mad because it's doing well. And I'm of the idea that if these movies didn't come from comic books, like if the ideas of these stories didn't come from comic books, you could have made all these same movies, made all this money, and it just been new stories in some guy's head,
Right.
and nobody would be saying this. But people are salty because the root is comic book characters.
Because something supposedly for kids is making a ton of money. But it's not like we're sucking up the industry or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, they're making a ton of
Agreed.
money. But you know what, Jennifer Aniston, how about just you be in better movies?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think another reason is like people are trying to compare to like how much these movies make, but it's a different genre of movie.
Even
It's just
outside,
like-
even inside the genre, I'm going to get to that when we talk about the Joker. But even inside the genre, it's like movies don't have to make $1 billion, and there's a reason for it. It depends.
Well, I look at it like in music. Like, okay, one of the Beatles albums, I forget the name of it. And then you got like Michael Jackson Thriller. It's just like, okay, you're never gonna have albums to make this much money like this ever again. It's just like sports. Like sometimes there's a record set that will never be broken.
well,
So it's just like there's going to be these movies that come out and they're going to make this much money, and it's just like there's going to be nothing to compare it to.
the highest grossing movie adjusted for inflation is like Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
And it's
Yeah.
you're not going to beat it. Like,
and honestly, I don't get why people like this movie.
yeah, well, I mean, it's just
I
it's when it came
I-
out. That's what
I
they saw.
understand.
And people
I
went to go see it. And it's like you're not going to catch up to it. So if you completely adjust for inflation, none of these movies are going
But
to
I
catch
mean,
up to
like,
it.
money aspect aside, though, I feel like these Marvel movies that's coming out, it's not preventing you from doing what you want to do with your film.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not stopping directors from coming out with good movies
right.
or other
No
types
one is
of
saying
movies.
you have to adjust to meet that, right? $1 billion is a huge mark. You don't have to hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like you really don't want to. So if you want to make a movie that you feel passionate about and you think is good and that is, just great cinema, go for
Let's
it.
talk about what John Wick, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like those are like budget $30 million movies or something like that.
Well, John Wick's probably not a good example.
Well, the example I'm using is they didn't conform to the Marvel
Right.
standard in order to make money. They made a $30 million movie and made a ton of money on it. I think the first one made like $120 million. So the last one, of course, made a lot more. But in that case, wow, you've made a lot of money compared to what you spent on it. So, and they didn't need to. The directors and the actors and everything and the writers just put out what they wanted to put out.
Yeah.
So, Like, I don't get the argument at all.
No, it's dumb. Like, first of all, you don't have to like the Marvel movies. And honestly, Jennifer Aniston, I don't know how you still making money. You want some money? Hop into some of these movies.
She's probably mad because they haven't asked her to be in the movies.
Part of her comment made it seem like she was.
She's kind of salty.
Yeah. She says because she was like, she hasn't had the opportunity to or would want to live her life on a green screen. And that kind of sounded like you were a little sorry that they haven't asked you to. That little part about not having the opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like
You want to know how much acting you have to do?
Actually, it's
be
harder
in
to
front
act.
of a green screen. Like, you're not actually seeing what's
Well,
going on.
I mean, let's be real. These aren't Oscar-winning performances. They're really not.
No.
Despite what people want to do.
Yeah,
about
people
RDJ.
want Robert Downey Jr.
That's
I'm like, no.
It's not. He died. That was not an Oscar-winning performance, y'all.
Right.
Seriously.
Well, you
Get your
know,
life.
I feel like if a person died in a movie, people just instant, oh, this is my Oscar, or that's their Oscar.
No, it's not.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
not.
I'm not saying that. It's the ensemble of these movies. Like, everything put together
Okay.
makes a very good movie, not like one standout.
Right. I'm like, they're
Mm-hmm.
they're good movies, but I mean, like, no, I mean, they're not, acting at its best, but you can't say they're not good movies.
Yeah.
Correct.
Scorsese. I wanted to comment on him.
Right. So he said, I pulled it up here. He says, he doesn't watch them. He said it's not cinema. He's like,
Well, how can you say that if you haven't watched them?
he said, I tried.
Oh, okay.
He said, but it's not cinema. He says the actors are doing the best they can. He's like, but it's theme parks. It's like, it isn't cinema of human beings trying to convey emotional, psychological experiences to another human being.
It's not. It's not people trying to. Okay. Here's the thing that upsets me every time someone makes a comment like that, and I'm going to step away from the Marvel fanboy person that I am, and then approach this from this angle. When you belittle a movie like this, say it's not cinema, you just take away all the hard work that all these writers and actors and directors and visual effects artists, all these people worked extremely hard. And I think the worst thing you can do is to say your work was not cinema. I don't even know what you're doing. Like, because that's what they're working. They're working in the movie industry, right? And you're going to go and turn around and tell these people that they're not doing that work.
Right. And I mean, and first of all, there are stories behind these movies. Like, yes, they are action sci-fi films, but these movies also have stories behind them. So you can't say like, oh, it doesn't.
But you know what though? People have there have always been people that have felt that way when it comes to sci-fi. Period. I mean, you talking about when Star Wars first came out in the 70s. There was a bunch of people that was saying then, oh, this is not real movies. This is not real acting.
Mm-hmm.
Why would someone want to be in a movie like this? I feel like it's the same endless thing.
That's
it's just
true.
like when it comes to sci-fi, some people are just not going to like it. Like when it comes to romance movies, I don't like them. I don't watch them. I don't care for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't sit back and say, "Oh, well, that's not real movie.
Yeah.
That's not a real movie. That's not real acting."
Yeah, I'm not saying Scorsese has to like the movie. Like, you're not obligated
Right, yeah.
at all to like the Marvel movies. Just like
Right.
Gwyneth Paltrow, and I think people need to leave her alone on it. Like, it's come out that she's not sure what Marvel movie she has been in. Which part of that reason is they probably don't even tell, like when she's filming these short scenes, probably don't even tell her what movie it's for. Two, I don't expect Gwyneth Paltrow to watch the Marvel movies.
Well, you don't have to. Michael Douglas doesn't watch the movies.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to. They asked, what's his name? Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. I forget his name now.
Goodness, now I can't think of it. You ruined it for me. Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, thank you, Jeff Goldblum. They asked him about Spider-Man leaving the MCU, and I'm like, why would you ask Jeff Goldblum?
Right.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
And he doesn't have to. And the thing is, it's like, yeah, you don't have to like the Marvel movies. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to do anything. That doesn't give you the right to diminish the relevance of the movie.
Right.
I don't like Justice League, but I'm not going to sit there and say this isn't cinema. No, people worked hard on that movie.
Well, my thing is, how are you defining cinema? I feel like the definition of cinema has changed over time, right? Okay, so let's say in the 50s and the 40s or whatever year Gone with the Wind came out, Gone with the Wind and Casablanca was cinema. So who's to say that now cinema isn't action movies? Right? Okay, maybe in the 90s when Martin Scorsese was doing Casino and, Gangs of New York, who's to say that all of his gangster movies is cinema?
Right. And there are people that don't like those movies and don't feel like that it's worth going to see. Which, hey, look, I'm fine with gangster movie,
Right, I mean, I like it, but, who's to say Goodfellas is good cinema?
Yeah. So, just... I don't know why this is a popular thing to do nowadays, is to just bash Marvel for some reason.
First of all, you's a hater. How about that? I don't know what he complained for anyway. They say his last movie is really good. I will watch it.
Right. So what are you complaining for?
Right. It's not like, no one's not seeing your movies.
Yeah.
So I don't... Dude, you get yours, let them get theirs.
Yeah.
Facts.
But I'm sure someone else will come up and say something. In the meantime, Joker has been doing very well. It's only been 1 week, right, since it's been out.
This is the second week.
Second weekend right now.
Yeah.
When I checked, this weekend isn't over, but when I checked, it was $350 million worldwide. So that's for its first week, first entire week. This movie only had a $55 million budget, so
yeah.
They're
that's
already
not surprising.
set.
They said it was going to make money.
Yeah.
Although the reviews for it is very mixed.
Yeah, some people really like it, some people don't. People are talking about a Joker #2. I haven't seen it. I'm still kind of confused on what's the point of the story. If we're talking about the Joker, but there's really no connection to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying connected to the other DC movies, but there's really no connection to Batman at all, really, in this.
Right.
As far from what I have seen.
Right. Yeah.
So-
I looked up the reviews and watched the reviews. Yeah, there's no connection to Batman at all. I mean, there may be characters in the movie that, that have the names that are portrayed by, like Thomas Wayne and other
Right.
characters, but it was no, reference or leading to Batman.
Kind of like how Riverdale is on the CW. I don't know if anyone's caught some episodes of that.
I've seen a few.
Yeah, but
I've
that's
seen a
supposed to
few.
be based off of Archie comics.
It's not really.
It's not. You've used all the Archie characters and made your own story.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
And that's what Joker is.
that sounds like that's what this is.
It's an Archie comic in name only.
Yeah. So, but it's good that it's making money, and it's definitely already. I mean, any dollar they make from here on out is just extra.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's been a lot of good reviews.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
Remember we said that they were making a movie, right?
Okay. Is that
This is a
still
while
thing?
back. I think it was last year.
Okay.
Apparently, it's going to not be released in theaters, or
It sounds like it shouldn't be. Who's in this
well,
movie?
I don't know. They've been working on this movie for a decade, apparently.
Why did it take so long to make a He-Man movie?
People like He-Man.
But why would it take so long to make this movie? It's not complicated.
Oh, why would it take so long?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Sony.
Oh,
There's your answer.
okay. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
right.
So yeah, I don't know. If so, I have that in here to say this: if you're looking for a He-Man movie,
No one's looking for a
it's
He-Man
not.
movie. No one is looking for a He-Man movie.
Somebody out there, when was He-Man out? Was our parents'
The
kids?
70s?
Let's hit the Google. Is He-Man a hyphenated word?
I think so.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's 70s, or
It
maybe
was the 70s,
before.
I believe.
It might have been 60s.
Oh, you guys.
What?
1983.
Oh wow, we're way off.
Yep.
So there are plenty of people that are close to our age that wants to see He-Man. True. Wow, we made it seem real old.
It definitely seems real
Yeah.
old, but apparently it is not.
But have you seen the animation on that show?
It's
really
bad. It's
Right.
bad. I
It
mean,
is bad.
unless Wikipedia is lying to me.
No, I don't think it is.
Nah.
Well, if you were looking for it, it may not be released anytime soon. at all. Or it's going to be on Netflix. We'll see what happens.
Just make it a Netflix show.
Yeah. Okay. Yahya Abdul-Mateen. He is the actor who played Black Manta in Aquaman.
Okay.
Okay.
He is the lead in Matrix 4.
The good guy? Is he a good guy? Is he replacing Lawrence Fishburne?
Well, if he's the lead, I'm guessing he's a good guy.
Is he replacing Lawrence Fishburne?
There's a kind of a rumor saying he's going to be young Morpheus, but I don't get how that makes sense because this is a sequel,
right? And what is Keanu Reeves and
Carrie-Anne Moss?
Carrie, yeah. I was about to say all kinds of wrong.
Yeah, they're both in the movie.
They're both in the movie, so it can't.
It's got to be a sequel,
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they de-age them a lot.
Well, Keanu Reeves would be.
Well, he still looks like
too
Keanu
much.
Yeah,
Reeves.
he still looks exactly the same.
Like, he
would
hasn't
need a
changed.
little bit more work.
Him and Paul Rudd, they haven't changed.
They have not changed.
It's weird.
Yes.
They found the fountain of youth.
Hey, it's the same thing with Tom Brady. Actually, Tom Brady looks younger than he did when he first
I
came.
was
out.
thinking that, like, because the football game, like, one of the football games was on, and it was like Tom Brady, and I'm like, man, he's still playing football.
Oh, I'm waiting
was
for
like,
his
I was a
arm to
kid.
fall off. Goodness.
He's 41. Like, dude.
Go away already. God.
Ooh. So yeah, he's playing the lead role in The Matrix. We're not sure what it is.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that. He's actually, no, rewatching Aquaman, I liked it a lot better than my initial review of it. And I did like him in the movie. Honestly, I think he should have been the main villain. I think it would have been better than Aquaman's brother or whatever.
Yeah.
It seemed he had more motivation. Oh, we're not reviewing Aquaman, but he definitely would have been a better villain. So I'll be glad to see what this is about. I mean, do we need a Matrix 4? Probably not, but maybe it'll be good. You never know. All right, last bit of news that I have: Warner Brothers is making a prequel to Training Day.
What? So is he a good cop in this movie?
I don't know. It's set in the 90s, and I'm guessing right before the LA riots.
Okay.
So maybe he is a good cop, and this is what made him corrupt because the other police beat somebody. I should be laughing at that, but yeah, but no, I'm just saying maybe that's what made him a corrupt cop. I don't know.
Okay, that does not need to be done.
But yeah, it's going to be a young version of the.
Who's playing young Denzel?
It's not picked
I
yet,
don't
but
get
people want
They should
his
get
son
a
to
son.
do
I was
it.
like, yeah, get a son.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So,
Yeah. Although his son is short, though.
okay, like you're going to be able to tell that in a movie. You're not going to be able to tell. They'll put him on a box every time he's next to somebody.
Nigga, you always got tricks you can do with the camera.
Right.
Well, they do with I forget. It's like this one lady who's super tall, and they always like. Well, they did it with Wolverine
Yeah.
with Hugh Jackman. They filmed downward.
Are you sure?
Make it
Is
feel
it
short.
Allison Jennings? What are you? She's like really tall. She was in The West Wing. She's like really tall.
I don't know.
And I think they do stuff to make, well, at least they used to make her seem shorter.
Yeah, well, it depends. If the character
Oh.
needed to be short, they would do stuff to
Right.
make him seem shorter.
Has nothing on me.
I knew he was gonna do that one.
I know.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
I've-
Yes.
Anyways, if you haven't seen Training Day, it is on all of the streaming services.
Is it? Oh.
It's on everything.
I think it is. I know it's on like Hulu for sure.
Yeah, so they're doing a useless prequel to that.
That is very useful. Isn't
It
this
is.
after
We're
they
going
tried
back-
a TV show about it?
Did they do a TV show?
Yeah, but I think one of the
Yeah.
reasons it got canceled is because Bill Pullman. Was Bill Pullman died?
Oh.
I think I got that name wrong. It might not have been Bill Pullman, but one of the Bills.
One of the actors died.
Yeah, the main character.
Oh. Yeah, that would end the show.
Yes.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
So is that all you had?
That's all the news I have.
So this is actually a good segue to what I had.
Oh.
So a couple of months ago, and I'm like, how did we not know this? Denzel Washington won the Lifetime Achievement Award from AFI.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, yo, this should have been like all over everything. It's Denzel Washington.
Well, I mean, I agree. A Lifetime Achievement Award seems right for Denzel Washington.
Absolutely, but my first time was when the random video recommendation from YouTube, and it was like 3 months ago, and I was like, "What?"
Oh wow.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite Denzel Washington movie?
Ooh, okay. I don't know. I like a lot of them. Inside Man was good.
Inside Man was very good.
Man on Fire was also good.
Hmm.
Was that one with Paula Patton in it?
Deja Vu.
Yeah, that was good. Out of Time.
Okay, as you're listing Denzel Washington,
Right. She said, "What was your favorite
what's your
one?"
favorite one?
I never watched the train one.
Oh, the Taking of
Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
That's good.
I,
good.
Probably. Oh, you know what my favorite one is? John Q.
John Q.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
good choice.
That was my favorite one.
yeah,
Good choice.
yeah. John Q.
It
Is a good
resonates,
choice.
man. No.
It does. It does.
All right, Derek,
Oh,
what's your
man.
favorite Denzel Washington movie?
I would have to say Malcolm X.
Mine's too.
I didn't
I would
watch
have
Malcolm
to
X.
say. I would
What?
have to say
What?
Malcolm X.
What do you mean you didn't watch
Dude.
Malcolm X?
I didn't watch Malcolm
Dude.
X.
Dude.
Yeah, I would have to say Malcolm X, and then close second. And it's actually a tie. It would have to be Lady in a Blue Dress
Oh,
and Man on Fire.
and I think it's The Devil in the Blue Dress.
All
That-
right,
that
Devil in the Blue
sounds-
Dress.
That sounds like it would be correct, yeah.
That The Devil in the Blue Dress is a good movie.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
that one either.
That one's older.
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah,
older.
it is. Yeah, he real young in that movie.
Yeah, it's him and what is his name? Don Cheadle.
Okay.
Yeah, Don Cheadle.
Wow, Don Cheadle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been in some good stuff too.
Yeah.
Do we have?
Hey, we didn't mention Glory.
Glory
Oh
is my
man,
second.
I forgot about Glory.
Glory is my second. It's like Malcolm X, Glory, and then Remember the Titans.
Oh, remember the Titans?
Oh, yes.
Young Hayden
You
Panettiere.
overcooking my grits, Yolts. You overcooking my grits.
Remember the Titans? That was good. Wow,
Yeah.
it's classic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to watch. Like, I don't really like watching movies like that, so I'm probably not watching.
So he was in a TV show.
What?
Yeah, Saint Elsewhere. Apparently it's about doctors. I'm like, is this like ER before ER was a thing?
Probably.
I was like, should I watch
did
this
not
and
know that.
ruin my feels about Denzel Washington?
So, do we have any actors like you think we had Denzel Washington, Will Smith,
Right.
Keanu Reeves? He's still around, but you know, whatever. Stuff like that. Do we have like a
I
new
think
actor
the
like
only
that?
person that may be close is Chadwick.
He's in his 40s.
Yeah, he didn't get stardom until late.
Yeah,
Right.
he's too
Yeah.
old. Nah.
Right. I don't know. I don't know if I see anyone that's like coming on now that will be still relevant 30 years from now that you like grow up with.
Yeah.
Because usually these young actors, to be honest, like
Oh well,
they fizzle
no. I
out.
guess you got like Zac Efron, maybe.
What's the last
really?
movie he been in?
Right.
Baywatch?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he
was
played
in
Ted
Baywatch.
Bundy.
Who
Did he
played
play
Ted Bundy?
Oh, he did play Ted Bundy.
I didn't
He
see that
did,
movie.
but-
Was that good?
No, I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it. They said people say it is good.
I mean, he's a good actor. I don't know.
He gotta be in a good movie
Maybe I
first.
maybe
I'm just
I need
trying to
watch
name
that
a
and
young
then I can
actor.
determine if it's good.
I
Yeah, that's
don't-
what I'm saying. A
Oh,
lot
what
of these
about?
young
I
actors,
mean,
feel fizzle
he
out
hasn't
after
been
a
in
while.
anything yet, but I'll maybe keep our eye on Tom Holland.
I don't think he will be.
He's going to be in Cherry. That's a completely different movie.
Honestly,
Let's
after
see how he
reading,
does in
after
that.
reading that book, I have no desire to see this movie.
Yeah, but movies are different than books. It might be good.
It doesn't need to be made. I'm never about to go on my tirade about this stupid book.
I mean, I that's why I say keep an eye out because maybe like depending on how he acts in this movie, which is about a ex military,
Yeah,
a veteran, I should
yeah.
say.
Who stops robbing banks?
That which is a complete 180 from what he's doing now. That can tell us whether or not he's a, you know, well-rounded actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in stuff, but I haven't watched any.
Yeah,
of
no,
it.
I mean, I think he's a good actor. I don't know if I can see him sustaining
Sustaining that
a
in the
lifetime career.
future. Who else do we got? I don't know.
I don't know if we have anybody.
I don't think so.
I'm sure there's someone we're not
There's
thinking
someone,
of.
yeah, there's somebody we're not thinking of, and everybody's yelling at us about it. Who's this
Probably.
person? No.
We had a comic session. It'd probably be like 30 names.
Right. As they all dog our lives for not thinking of this person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know. How old is No, he's not. Never mind. Okay. Well, I guess at this point we get into what you're doing. So.
Oh, I did have one bit of news.
What?
Oh, what?
Yes, one bit of news. And this was pretty interesting. I mean, it's about the Crisis of Infinite Earths, the crossover.
Uh-huh.
And they said that one aspect about Smallville on that they're going by with the series is that
What was
Clark
that
and
sentence
Lois...
you just said? I'm sorry.
God, I mean, I've been trying
I
to
don't know.
ignore his bad sentence structure so
Yeah.
much. It's
Yeah,
so
it's-
bad.
It is bad. Following Smallville's canon,
Mm-hmm.
when it ended, but they continued the show on under Smallville season 11.
What, in a comic
That
book?
is what DC continued the season on in the comic.
Okay.
So that is what they're following with the Arrowverse. So they going by the canon. They're looking at it as the canon continued on
From
even
comic
after the
book.
show ended. So that's where they are following in Infinite Crisis on Earth.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know.
So they were saying, like, if people who watch the show and then watch the comic book and then look at the crossover episode and want to say, oh, I thought Clark sold the farm, why they're not following that? So they wanted to clear the air on that. So when it comes on TV, because
Nobody
you know you
is
got
doing
people.
that. When
I
did-
was
when's the
like,
last
I had no
episode of
idea
Smallville?
that Clark sold the
Well,
farm.
you know, like, people nitpick at things, though.
The people
Just like-
watching these shows
you
don't
just-
care about.
There's
Right.
people that probably nitpick about some of our episodes, like, nope, that didn't happen.
Well,
So,
I'm
I
sure
mean-
we're wrong on just about everything.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
you can nitpick our episode everywhere, whatever.
Because I'm like, you're right.
You're absolutely correct.
You are right.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, though, too. Because I wouldn't have caught it. I would have thought it was the same. But they said that that's what it was. And another bit of the news, it says that Netflix might not be supplied on Roku for some people after December 1st.
Man, are you 50?
What?
All right, so Netflix is not going to be available on Roku anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Who's using Roku?
after December
I
1st,
still
but not
have
everybody,
one.
though.
It's in my son's room, though. I use a Google Chromecast.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like, Chromecast and any TV you bought in the last 2 years should automatically have it.
What if you have a Roku TV?
Who has a Roku TV?
People. Because
Why?
they sell it at Best Buy, so I know somebody has it.
I'm not spending
Yeah.
money on that.
Because I want to say the first set of smart TVs it had Roku. Roku. Sorry. My goodness.
Yes, what we're saying, if you bought a TV in the last 5 years.
Well, some people haven't. Like, I haven't.
Right.
And I'm keeping
I
my
haven't
TV
either.
until it dies. Although the buttons on it don't work anymore.
That's old.
Not really. It's not that old. Is it 5 years old?
Yeah, it's going on 5 years old. But your TV is also not like
Yeah, it's Westinghouse.
yeah, it's not a name brand.
Yeah.
Mine's is a Sony.
Well, isn't Westinghouse? What is Westinghouse? It's something.
I think it's a
LG.
Best Buy brand.
It's just Best Buy.
I think it's a Best Buy brand.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a good Best Buy brand.
Yeah, where's? Well, like my wife was saying, oh, the TV's broken. I'm like, the buttons don't work, but the screen is fine. So
You don't need buttons anyways.
So it's like just turn it on with the remote, which has to be pointed right at the sensor, by the way. Um, and just let it turn itself off because it, yeah.
Wait, does the power button on the remote doesn't work?
I think my battery's dead. My remote.
Do you need some batteries?
I can get some batteries. I'm just
Are you
lazy.
sure?
I'm about to say, like, dude.
What?
Ooh.
And I lost my soundbar remote. That's annoying. Now I gotta get up to change the volume.
Yeah, that's weird. I want a new sound bar. So did
Yeah.
I tell you guys this? So you know how I watch my TV, on what volume setting I watch my TV on, correct?
2. Yes.
It's on 5, thank you.
It's
Anyway.
on 2. She listens to her TV like not actually listening is a false statement because I don't know how you can listen to anything that's not making sound. So
She watches it on -1.
yes, because that's the setting.
I put it on the sound that I can hear at.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways,
She's secretly Supergirl. Go ahead.
the other day I'm like, dude, like, is my hearing going bad? Because I had to turn it up.
Pretty much.
No, you had to
And-
listen to it like normal people.
No, and I'm like, why do I have to turn my TV up so loud? Like, it wasn't making any sense. It's the sound bar.
Oh, the
So
soundbar's going bad.
The sound bar is going bad. So I unplugged the sound bar and then had to turn the TV down because the sound bar was making everything so low. I was so happy. I thought like I was losing my mind. That that my hearing was just shot. And I was like, man, should I
Your
stop wearing
hearing
it?
shot. Oh wow. Okay.
I was like, I'm not going to wear headphones anymore. I'm not going to do anything.
Just jump to the extreme.
Wow. That's funny. I had my soundbar after you. Mine is
It's
still good.
just- oh my gosh, it's so trashy. But that just means that now
Also,
I
I
can
paid less for mine.
You sure did. But it's
Ah.
the same brand, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's okay. All right, I'm going with a Bose
Samsung.
next time.
Well,
I'm going all the way.
you stick with your Bose. I'm keeping my soundbar until it goes bad, which it hasn't.
No, whatever. I unplugged it. I'm like, you trash.
Although my son knocked over my subwoofer the other day, I was like,
Yeah, but the thing is, I've never liked that. Honestly, I felt like the sound quality out of it to me was just not that great.
maybe it just doesn't work in your room. Mine works well.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I picked out what I'm getting next.
All right. Well, I guess now we'll get into what you're doing. Although we pretty much said what a lot of people were doing. Drew, what are you doing this week?
So Netflix has a series of show called Criminal.
Okay.
And it's like it takes place in different countries like Spain, Germany, UK. I only watched the UK one, but there's a whole bunch of other ones. And I don't know if it's like a great show or whatever, but it's different because the whole show is just about cops interrogating the suspect. So the whole episode, they're in the room and there's like a countdown. You know, you only got so many hours before this guy confessed, so you got to let him go. So it was kind of interesting. And also was also interesting is that at least for the UK one, they have real stars. Like the first episode was the guy. I want to say is his name David Tenenbaum. He was
David Tennant?
yeah,
Was he Purple Man?
yes,
Yeah, David Tennant.
yeah. And then Haley Atwell was the second episode.
Yeah, Black Mirror's like that too. You get a lot of
Yeah.
real actors.
So I thought it was very interesting. I mean, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's different. I don't know if it's great. I would probably give it a 7. But I do like how it's like a different take on like your standard cop show, really. Because it's not about no one. You know, every once in a while, like at the end, you hear like tidbits about someone's lives or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is 90% of the show was them interrogating the people in this room.
Okay.
And like the one with David Tenenbaum, like the whole episode, like most of the episodes.
Tennant. Where's Tennenbaum?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I thought
Are
that
you
was
thinking
his
about
name.
Cinnabons?
Y'all talk about me all the time, and y'all make the same mistakes.
That is not true.
But Derek, you constantly make these
Right.
mistakes.
I
Like
said the
every
guy's.
second.
And for the most of the episode, he's like, no comment, no comment, no comment. And then, like, with 15 minutes to go, he starts talking. I'm like, dude, shut up. But so it's definitely different. I mean, if you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Okay, it's called Criminal.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, Derek, what you doing? You got 60 seconds.
All right. I watched this show called Unbelievable on Netflix, and it's loosely based on real events, and it's about this teenage girl that was raped, but she was charged with lying about being raped because each time she told the story, it was slightly different before. So she basically told 4 different stories. But the thing is, she did get raped, but she was traumatized, and she was raised in foster care, so like she had a lot of issues, some mental issues a little bit, and it was just like because of her troubled past and everything, people didn't take her seriously.
Mm.
And so that happened 3 years before another rape similar happened, but it happened in another county, another state. So they were investigating it.
Oh, your 60 seconds are up. No.
I was going to say, long story short, them investigating these other rapes, they end up catching the guy, and they end up finding out that she was his first victim. And she ended up suing the police force
Yeah.
and getting money and everything because they didn't believe her, and they charged her with
We're lying about it.
giving a false statement.
Oh,
So she had to go to court and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
lawsuit.
Yeah, like stuff like that is, but I think
Yeah.
even down to this day, people
Oh yeah.
aren't.
Well, how they was showing on the show was basically saying like everybody reacts to the same trauma differently.
Yeah.
And so it was just like as they were finding other women that were raped by this guy, they all handled it differently.
Of course.
They all handled it
Well,
differently.
that's
Yeah.
true with
It's-
everything. People
it-
handle stress
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were going by like, oh, well, because she was acting like things were normal and didn't want to be bothered by nobody, they was just saying, well, she's acting out because she was lying. But it was just like, it was a traumatizing thing that happened. She didn't know how to react.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was based
That
on
is
a
interesting.
real story.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's not surprising. It's based on a real story. But
Yeah. Yep.
that's
And
interesting.
in real life, she did sue the police department and won money. So,
As she should have.
As she should have.
Yep.
All right. So I finally got to watch Stranger Things.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, season 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. It was very good.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the next season's going to be a lot different. Apparently, there was a trailer out for season 4, but I didn't watch it, because I was confused at how they would have it already. But but yeah, it was really good. I don't know, since I guess everyone would have watched Stranger Things by now, so I can spoil it.
This season? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, you can spoil it.
Go
I
ahead.
mean,
I haven't watched
but
it,
you can
but
spoil
you
it.
can.
Well, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
spoil everything, but it took a different turn than the other seasons, and I thought it was really interesting. We're still dealing with the things from the other universe or whatever, but it's kind of putting it together. Like it's putting together puzzle pieces that you got from the first season and the second season, and now it's like, wow, okay, so this is that type of deal. So I really enjoyed it. It was really good. So I'm excited to see what they do in Stranger Things 4. See where we go. Apparently, they're going to be out of that city in season
Oh, I
4.
thought you were going to say they're going to be in outer space. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they took a real turn. No.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing.
I do have that on my to watch list, so
Yeah, check it out.
I get to it eventually.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's going to end our podcast. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you'd like to reach us, you can get to us on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/3D Rivals. Also, you can email us 3drivals@gmail.com or hit us up on the Twitters at 3_rivals. Other than that, again, thanks for listening and peace out.
Peace out.